hardly see them just walking around with my dog. And I want to share with you what has happened to me. And my mother, let's start first why it is concerning me and what it has touched me so deeply. My mother loves grapefruit. And she's always told me since I was a little girl the magnificent benefit of grapefruit, how good they are for your skin, how good they are for your body, the high nutrients that they have, and vitamin C, and so great for your hair, your skin, and you can even use them, the peel, to clean the bottom of your feet to get rid of the dead skin. And my mother, when she couldn't wait until it was the season of the grapefruit, and we will go and collect them and to the wild. And here, there's this place in here that my dog walks around, and then they have this in the back of somebody's house. This is what's in the back of my house, and here there are grapefruit trees, and for many years these grapefruit have been very abundant, and they are very abundant and very beautiful. So one time I came with my dog in here, and I saw these beautiful grapefruit, and there's only like two trees, and in a fig tree, but I don't think the fig tree produces anything. But I can't show you because I will share with you the video, a portion of that video that I made many years ago. Not many years ago, only about a year ago. So one day I was walking with my dog in here, and then when I saw these beautiful grapefruit, I could think it was my mother, the love that she had for these grapefruit. And then I said to myself, oh my gosh, well, nobody's doing anything to this grapefruit. They were just so abundant and so big and so heavy. They would just fall off the tree, and some of them, they became too rotten. So I say, wow, nobody must like this fruit. And I find that it's true that Americans don't really necessarily have this love of grapefruit. It's not a very the grapefruit tree in this country is not a very common fruit to go to somebody else's house and see grapefruit on the table, such as oranges on the table. So you don't see that. But at my mom's house, yes. As soon as the season of grapefruit would come, she would have grapefruit on the table. So when I saw this abundant fruit, I said to myself, I'm going to collect them. And for 2 seasons, the first one, I collected 4 or 5, and I went home and I made some lotion for my hair. I made some cream for my face, and then I utilized, and then I ate some, and I made some juice, and I really enjoyed it. That was the 2nd season. And then the 3rd season, when I came, I was very surprised that when I came, I saw there were no grapefruit. They were been picked up and left in a basket. And I'm going, wow, I guess somebody must sell them. So I say, well, I'm not going to touch it. And then I came about a week ago after that, and then I saw that more grapefruit were picked up and left into boxes, because these there are only 3 trees, but they're so abundant and make so many fruits that they start falling off. So they were left on this box, and they were actually rotten. And I said, oh, why would someone just leave them rotten? So I didn't say anything. I just didn't touch anything. So the 3rd season, I came back, and then I picked few grapefruit that I left home, and I said, well, maybe I should get more. And so before they go bad, then I came back, and when I came back, I'm a big surprise. There was this old man that was standing there with a little scissors, trimming delicately each leaves. And I was surprised. So I say hi, and then I asked him if it would be okay for me to pick some fruits. And then he kept on working, and he said, yes, you can have 1 or 2. But on my big surprise, I was so excited about the fruit that I didn't realize that as he said yes, my hands had already reached out, and I had more than 2 in my basket. I felt so uncomfortable because, I'm not here to steal anything. Like I show you, we have lots of oranges, and he is welcome to come and pick as many oranges as he wants. I can't eat all these oranges, and if you don't eat them, they're gonna rotten. Okay, so I did thought about that, but then he kept on cultivating his trees, and then he turned around and looked at me and didn't say anything. So I say, well, thank you very much for this fruit. And I say, and I want to make conversation. I didn't want just to grab the fruit, go away, and be impolite. I wanted to just to say thank you and introduce myself. I didn't give him my name. Just have a short conversation with him, to be polite. That's the way you do. You just don't grab, say thank you, and go. So I introduced myself, and then I start talking about the benefit of the fruit. And then he said, well, I cannot eat them. So, and I say, oh, okay. But I say, I do lotion and potion with the grapefruit. That's what I utilize for beauty. And he said, well, that's why you have a beautiful skin. And I said, thank you. That was the good compliment that he gave me. But then I say, but if you don't eat them, I didn't want to be, to bargain to his private financial, ask him more questions. If you don't eat them, I say, share with him, I say, it can turn into benefit into your hair and skin. They can also be very good for your health, for your feet. Relaxing is a very good relaxing if you collect the juice of the fruit. Then suddenly he stopped, looked at me, and say, who are you? At this moment, I felt like, was it in a Wizard vase or another story? It was not the Wizard vase, but it was it was another story. Alice in Wonderland. That's what I felt like. That's exactly how I felt like. I feel like it. And Alice in Wonderland, when he said, "Who are you?" And it's exactly the tone of his voice that he employed. That he said, "Who are you? Where you come from? Where do you live?" And I say, it's not what he say, is how he say. It made me feel very bad because I was not after his fruit. I don't need his fruit. I share with you how many trees that we have in the back of our house of oranges. And I share with you what I do with the grapefruit. It's a high vitamin C and it detoxifies the hair and it makes your hair very light and shiny for the summer. So I collect all that juice from these fruits. But I just felt so uncomfortable. My knee was just shaking. And I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. I just kept myself together. I breathed inside, and then I respond. And I say, these fruits are very, very good for your health. I will make a potion, I will make some lotion, and I will share with you. And as the time went on, I laughed, and I came back. And I made some juice. That's you secret the juice that for relaxing for your feet. And I left the bottle in front of his house, right there. And then I wrote a note and I say, I know you do not eat this fruit. I know that you share with me you cannot even drink it, but if you utilize the water containers that I have collected and made it, it's a very relaxing for a bath or even just to soak your feet into water. And I laughed and I didn't say anything. But what surprised me is a week or two after, I was walking around with my dog and I say hi, and he collected all the grapefruit from his tree and put it on the table and left his garage open. Now, I will never touch his fruit again, ever. And then I say hi, I wave and I say hi. And again, I say thank you again for your fruit. And he said to me, you know, I left some on the table. Would you like to have some? And I did share with him, it's not about the fruit. It's about collecting the fresh fruit, the action of collecting the fruit from the ground. From the trees, when you collect the fruit, you take the fruit of the trees, the fruit loses its fruitness, its freshness. You can't do that. That's the magic of having a tree. You just go and pick what you want and eat it that day or the next day, but you don't just take everything off the tree. Leave them in the garage. Of course, I didn't share this with him. All I say is I only eat fruit that has been picked up just right then, because this is when you can test the freshness of the fruit. But thank you very much. Thank you. But guess what he said? And that really surprised me. The man is narcissistic. And he say, I'm just going to take this fruit and throw at your face. And then, when I responded with a big smile, and I say, well, that would be a blessing. Thank you. Because they are the creation of God. Have a great day. And that is the lesson of the grapefruit. So I guess the man is not very social. I don't think I have done anything wrong because I asked. The fruit was, these 3 trees were abandoned for years because we've been living here for 25 years. So that was my 3rd years of collecting few of them, 5 or 6 fruit. It's not going to hurt his tree, especially when he's not eating them and he's not using them. But it was a lesson. It's a lesson that when I see this fruit, before I used to see the grapefruit, and now I could think about the season of spring or the end of winter, because they just start growing just by the end of winter, and then they're going to go bad. And so now it doesn't mean the same. It doesn't mean the same. It gives this sour memory that, you know, that my aunt, one of my aunt would say that if it's not yours, don't pick it. But this is an open yard, and I could say the same because we have almost how many orange tree, and I'm not going to sit there and tell anyone where you're from. If you want an orange, if you get the bag and just get some, because we can't eat out of them, and if you don't eat them, they're going to go bad. So I really wanted to share that story with you because, believe it or not, I have written this story in both languages, in English and French. And in French, c'est la leçon des pamplemousses, the grapefruit lesson. And then it just tells about the incident and tells about a little bit about my aunt, what she used to say to me when I was a little girl. But this is what I want to share with you. I mean, what do you think? And if you had something that had happened to you like this, how would you have behaved? And just let it for the day. Just la leçon de pamplemousse de Chantal. Au revoir. Merci. À très bientôt.